Another thing that I believe sets HSC apart is how much the teachers genuinely care about your individual path. They'll take the time to understand your interests and strengths, and they'll go out of their way to find opportunities that align with your goals.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Looking back, what I appreciated most about HSC was the incredible range of opportunities that allowed me to challenge myself academically. For me, it wasn't just about taking harder classes, although the AP courses definitely did push me, but it really was about this culture of curiosity and growth that Hillfield really tried to foster. I was able to participate in math contests, science enrichment programs, and other experiences that really helped me stretch beyond the standard curriculum. At HSC, I was encouraged to ask questions, think independently, and explore topics in depth rather than just memorizing facts for a test. When I started university, I realized just how well HSC had prepared me. I had a strong academic foundation, but more importantly, developed these critical thinking skills, study habits, and just general confidence that many of my classmates were still figuring out. I think this gave me a huge head start during what was already quite a big transition to university. In my experience, the key differentiating factor of HSC is the depth of relationships and the personalized approach to learning. At Hillfield, you're not just a student number. The school aims to foster meaningful and long term relationships. Some of my teachers have known me since kindergarten, and I'm still even in touch with a few of them today. I really do believe that this type of continuity in learning and education creates this environment of support and understanding, which is quite unique. Another thing that I believe sets HSC apart is how much the teachers genuinely care about your individual path. They'll take the time to understand your interests and strengths, and they'll go out of their way to find opportunities that align with your goals. For me, that meant extra research opportunities and enrichment contests in math and science. But for someone else, it may be publishing a piece of creative writing or exploring a new field entirely. What makes the difference is that it's never a one size fits all approach, which I believe is quite important since every student is unique. What connects the students at HSC is a strong sense of community and mutual support. No matter what you're passionate about, whether it be the sciences, the arts, athletics, or something else, there's always a space for you at Hillfield. What's really special is that your peers and your teachers genuinely want to see you succeed. That means that it's not really a competitive or an exclusive environment, but it's one where people lift each other up. Everyone's encouraged to pursue their own path, but no one really does it alone. And I believe that this shared experience of support and encouragement is what really brings students together. What might surprise students and families about HSC is just how many opportunities exist outside of the classroom, but also how far these opportunities can take you. I believe it's one thing to say that you're in a school club, maybe with like weekly meetings or something like that, but it's something entirely different to say that you've competed at the world's largest Model UN conference in New York, maybe performed at a music festival in New Orleans, or traveled to Iceland for experiential learning opportunities. The scale and diversity of these experiences are genuinely quite unique at Hillfield. They truly do go beyond extracurriculars, but these experiences and opportunities help to build confidence, broaden your worldview, as well as just shape who you are outside of academics. And I think it's these kind of moments and opportunities that really have stuck with me long after I graduated. My experience at HSC has had a lasting impact on who I am today, especially in how I approach problems and think critically. One of the biggest takeaways for me wasn't just content knowledge, but rather it was the confidence and ability to think deeply and just generally analyze situations from multiple different perspectives. These kind of skills don't come from a single lecture, but it was rather something that was developed consistently over the years at HSC. This was done through classroom and academic opportunities, but also just enrichment opportunities in more generally the ways that teachers encourage independent thinking. Now that I'm in university, I've realized just how much that sets me apart. While many of us are navigating a new academic environment, having these strong transferable skills has made it much easier for me to adapt and excel both within the classroom but also outside of the classroom through co-curricular opportunities. When I was younger, I saw HSC as simply the place where I went to school. It was where I went to class every day and got to see my friends. But over time, I've really come to understand just how much depth and intention there is behind the entire HSC experience. As I moved through the grades, I kind of started to recognize how much effort the school puts in to creating these meaningful opportunities, not just academic opportunities, but also personal and individualized opportunities. I saw how the teachers really started to know me even more, how they adapted to my interests, and how much they truly cared about helping me grow, not just perform on an evaluation. Looking back after graduation, I now see HSC as more than just a school, but rather it was a community that shaped who I am. I didn't fully appreciate that when I was probably living it day to day, going class to class, but I definitely do now. The relationships, the mindset, as well as just the skills I've gained have stayed with me far beyond the classroom and the physical buildings of the school. If HSC was a person, I believe its unique traits would be that it is supportive, curious, and insightful. First, it's supportive. Kind of like a friend who's known you for many years, HSC really is a school that listens, understands, and genuinely wants to see you grow, not just academically, but as an entire person and individual. Second, I believe that HSC is intellectually curious. It will always seek out new challenges for students, ask them big, thoughtful, and insightful questions, and really encourages students to explore their interests in depth to a highly sophisticated standard. And last, I believe HSC is insightful. HSC would be the type of person who really sees your true potential, maybe even before you see it in yourself. The school knows how to guide you towards opportunities that matches your strengths as well as your passions, and does so in a way that's very thoughtful, intentional, as well as quite personalized. My advice would be to come in with an open mind and encourage your children to fully embrace all the opportunities that are available. Personally, I was never great at public speaking, but through Model UN at HSC and the incredible support of the advisors, I gradually became more and more confident and skilled. In fact, during my time at university, I even helped to organize the world's largest Model UN conference. Thinking back, if I had come in with a closed mind, thinking that I'd never be good in public speaking, I wouldn't have had all these amazing opportunities to grow far beyond my time at HSC. So ultimately, I believe that whether it's trying out a new sports team or taking a course that a student is really passionate about or something completely different, I believe the time at HSC is the perfect time for students to really discover who they are, both academically and personally. And HSC really does a great job at this as they provide the support and space for that growth. And when students are able to take advantage of that space with the support of their family, they often surprise everyone with the amazing things that they can achieve.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.